What's up guys, it's Zach and Ina from World Wild Hearts, and today we're going to do a video on the best hikes in Banff National Park.
Yeah, so we spent 2 summers in Banff and we hiked tons of trails, like hundreds of trails, and so we have a really deep insight on what the best trails are. So enjoy this video.
So here's the best hiking in Banff National Park. These hikes are ranked in order of our personal favorites. We also cover the route overview, difficulty level, how long it takes to get there from Banff, and other essential facts you need to know for each hike. Starting off at number 8, we have the Tunnel Mountain Hike. This out and back trail is located right in the town of Banff. It's the smallest summit around, with switchbacks up the forested side of the mountain. This makes it the perfect hike for families with kids. It's easy, safe, and straightforward, with clear signs along the whole way. Coming in at number 7, we have the Sea Level Cirque hike. This is one of the best hikes that is closest to the Banff town center. Not only does it offer breathtaking views of the immense Lake Minnewanka, but it also passes old mine buildings and shaft holes. This makes for an interesting hike all the way through. And while the first 4 kilometers is a steady uphill through the forest, the final 2 kilometers are out in the open, with views down the Bow Valley to Mount Rundle and Canmore. If you're lucky, you'll be able to spot wildlife such as mountain goats, marmots, pikas, and bears. At number 6 is Moraine Lake. This is the most iconic lake in all of Canada, and you'll soon understand why if you hike these trails. Not only does it have the most impressive mountain backdrop and turquoise color of all the lakes, but it's also very accessible during the summer. You can park your car right next to the lake, allowing you to spend all your time in the beautiful lake itself. And while this very short Rockpile hike offers the best view of the Lakeshore Trail shows you the grandeur in different perspectives. So take in both angles by combining these trails and you'll be left speechless. At number 5, we have Healy Pass Trail. This is a hike that you should only pursue when the wildflowers are in bloom, in our opinion, which is usually from the end of July until mid-August. Whereas the majority of the hike winds through the forest, the final stretch goes through the meadows. This part is filled with fields of colorful wildflowers, incredible views of the surrounding mountains, and Egypt Lake. These views make the hike totally worth it. And besides the summer, the fall offers something spectacular as well. The larches are in full color. The 4th best hike in Banff is the Big Beehive Trail. This was one of our favorite hikes in Banff for good reason. Not only does it offer the most impressive view of Lake Louise, but it also takes you along multiple lakes and viewpoints. From the Mirror Lake to a waterfall, Lake Agnes, the famous tea house, and to the final viewpoint of the Big Beehive. While the trail up until Lake Agnes and the tea house was very busy, the final and most rewarding push to the summit was relatively quiet. From the summit, you'll be rewarded with spectacular views of the world-famous Lake Louise, which looks electric blue from above. At number 3, we return to the magical Moraine Lake, but this time with the Larch Valley Trail. The hike starts at Moraine Lake, making for a perfect combination of both the lake views and the glacial views in the area. The tracks start from the eastern side of the lake and wind through a pretty dense forest. But it's when you reach the valley when it starts to get really interesting, with views of the famous 10 Peaks, evergreen conifers, and the mesmerizing larch trees. You'll realize how magical this hike is. In fall, when the larches turn vivid yellow, you'll feel like you're in a fairy tale. Coming in at number 2, we have Cirque Peak. This trail isn't the nearest to Banff town center, but it's an absolute must-do. It's located in Banff National Park along the Icefields Parkway, which is the highway you would take if you're going to Jasper or to Mount Robson Provincial Park. This makes it the perfect stopover on your way there. The Helen Lake and Cirque Peak hike is one of our all-time favorite hikes in the Canadian Rockies, so it's no surprise that we've completed it twice. The hike starts near the deep blue Bow Lake and winds through a forest for about 3 kilometers. But then it opens up to a valley with stunning views all around you. From fields of wildflowers to river streams, rugged mountain peaks, and multiple little lakes. This trail has it all. And our favorite hike in Banff is Mount Assiniboine. Starting at Sunshine Village in Banff National Park, this route actually takes you across the British Columbia and Alberta border a couple of times, and then finishes in Kananaskis country. Filled with sparkling lakes, impressive glaciers, rugged mountain peaks, and awe-inspiring alpine meadows, hiking Mount Assiniboine is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The hike can be completed in 3 days if you hike through the area, however we don't recommend that. We spent 5 days in the area and used these 2 extra days to hike around Lake Magog and Mount Assiniboine itself. Alright, thanks for watching the video, guys. That's it for our best hikes in Banff National Park. Make sure you subscribe to our channel below and you'll have access to more videos like the individual ones for each hike that you saw in this video today.
And also definitely check out the description below, because we have a free packing list for the Canadian Rockies, and that's all you will need to bring with you on your hiking trip to the Canadian Rockies.
Alright, enjoy. See you on the next adventure.